Most people are controlled by chaos. They wake up to noise, scroll through drama, react to every opinion. But what if you could stay calm, no matter what's happening around you? Marcus Aurelius did. While ruling an empire, fighting wars, and facing betrayal, he found stillness, not outside, but within. This video isn't about escaping chaos. It's about mastering your response to it. And if you've ever felt overwhelmed, triggered, or thrown off course by life, this is for you. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor of Rome, believed that true power comes from the ability to govern the one thing always in your control, your mind. When the outside world feels unstable, Marcus would remind you that your reaction is the real battleground. You can't stop the storm, but you can learn not to be shaken by it. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wasn't just poetic, it was tactical. He trained himself daily to detach from distractions, to observe rather than absorb, and to act from principle, not impulse. Chaos doesn't destroy people, reaction does. When you live at the mercy of your environment, you're not living, you're surviving. But when you pause before reacting, when you choose clarity over confusion, you begin to build what Marcus called an inner citadel, a fortress of discipline, calm, and control. That fortress is built from within, and no one can take it from you unless you give them the key. The world pulls you in 1,000 directions, opinions, trends, demands, crises. Marcus understood this, and he saw the danger of being ruled by the external. He warned, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul." But to reach that inner place, you must silence the noise and examine your mind. He didn't mean escaping the world. He meant confronting it with steadiness. The Stoic doesn't retreat from life. He steps fully into it, anchored in clarity. Marcus trained himself to respond, not react. He watched his thoughts like a soldier guarding the gates. He asked himself, "Is this within my control?" If the answer was no, he let it go. If yes, he took full responsibility. This separation between what you control and what you don't is the foundation of Stoic strength. Most people waste energy trying to change the weather. Marcus redirected that energy inward. He believed that by refining your judgments, you change your experience of the world, not the world itself, but how you meet it. That's where the shift happens, not in politics, not in people, but in perception. And once you learn to command your perception, chaos loses its grip. You stop being a victim of life and start becoming the author of it. The Stoic path isn't about ignoring emotion, it's about mastering it. Marcus Aurelius never claimed to be above human feeling. He faced loss, betrayal, sickness, and war. But he learned not to let those things define him. His strength came from reflection, not repression. When anger rose, he questioned it. When fear whispered, he listened, but didn't obey. He used emotion as a signal, not a sentence. That's the Stoic's edge, not coldness, but clarity. When others lose themselves in reaction, the Stoic remains rooted. Marcus would write in his journal daily, reminding himself of his mortality, of his values, of the kind of man he wanted to be. He believed the mind must be trained like the body, disciplined, sharpened, put under pressure. Without that training, the mind crumbles in crisis. But with it, you become unshakable. There's a quiet power in someone who can sit in discomfort and still choose integrity. That's what Marcus practiced. Not perfection, but presence. In the face of insult, injustice, or uncertainty, he didn't flinch. He returned to principle, again and again. That's how he ruled, not through dominance, but through inner order. If this resonates with you and you're ready to build your own inner citadel, subscribe. Don't just consume Stoic wisdom, start living it. Most people chase calm by trying to fix the world around them. But Marcus Aurelius flipped that. He believed calm was a skill, not a result. You don't find it, you create it. And you create it by narrowing your focus to what you can control. He wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." In other words, the problem is rarely out there. The real storm is the one happening inside you. Change how you see, and what you see changes. The Stoic builds calm like a craftsman, not by waiting for silence, but by practicing stillness in the noise. Every frustration becomes a chance to practice patience. Every insult, a chance to hold your ground. Every delay, a lesson in letting go. This isn't passivity, it's power, the power of choosing your response. Marcus didn't expect life to go smoothly. He expected resistance. That's why he trained for it, like a warrior trains for battle. And when chaos came, he didn't panic. He returned to practice, to the mindset he forged in solitude. And that's why his calm was unshakable, because it wasn't dependent on peace. It was built in preparation for war. When you stop trying to control everything, you start gaining control over yourself. That's the paradox Marcus Aurelius lived by. He didn't need the world to behave so he could be calm. He needed himself to be steady so he could face whatever came. He knew life wouldn't make exceptions for him, so he made discipline a habit, not a reaction. He often reminded himself that life is short, uncertain, and outside approval is meaningless. His compass was internal. His standard came from within, and this gave him a strange kind of freedom, the kind most people spend their lives chasing but never find. Marcus practiced what the Stoics called voluntary hardship, choosing discomfort, resisting ease, training the soul to endure. He didn't wait for the world to get hard. He made himself harder to match it. That's how his inner fortress was built, not in comfort, but in trial. And that's the kind of control no one can take from you. When your peace no longer depends on things going your way, when your clarity holds under pressure, you become immovable. Not because the world is quiet, but because you are. The chaos will keep coming, but you'll be ready. A student once asked Marcus Aurelius how to stay calm when the world around him was falling apart. His answer wasn't loud or complex. It was simple. Withdraw into yourself, not to hide, but to return to your principles, to the place where noise can't reach. Marcus knew that real strength isn't built in moments of ease. It's forged in chaos, in resistance, in discipline. You become calm not by chance, but by choice, repeated daily. And in a world that rewards outrage, that calm becomes your rebellion. You don't control the opinions of others. You don't control outcomes, but you control your values, your effort, your response. That's the Stoic foundation. And when you build your life on that foundation, you stop needing validation. You stop chasing comfort. You start living with purpose. Marcus Aurelius lived through war, plague, betrayal, and loss. Yet his words are still read 2,000 years later. Why? Because he lived what he wrote. He didn't break. He didn't fold. He trained his mind until peace wasn't a place he visited. It was who he became. So next time the chaos rises, ask yourself, have I done the work? Am I anchored? And if not, start today. Because the world isn't getting quieter, but you can. And now a question for you. What's the one thing that still breaks your calm, and why do you think it does? Let me know in the comments. Stay grounded, stay disciplined, stay free.